It's Vincent here from Vincent Games. Welcome to another Ixalan Draft. This pack seems quite interesting. There's a couple of cards that I would happily first pick. You have quite a strong card in Raging Swordtooth. Dreamcaller Siren. It's not quite an air elemental, but it's still a 3 toughness flyer, 3 power, 3 toughness flyer, which is very good. Chart, of course, is okay as well. But I don't think I'm taking that over the flyer if I'm taking a blue card. And then you have the trusty Cutlass, which is a very, very reasonable first pick because it keeps you very, very open in the draft. However, I think in this situation, a 3/3 flyer it's just a bit better than the Pirate's Cutlass. I could be wrong there. I'm not taking the gold card as a first pick, but I'm going to take the Siren. Okay. It would be nice to take the Cutlass to go with the Siren and then start to move into a blue X-Pirate deck. However, I think Unfriendly Fire is a little bit more appealing. And another Chart Course, which I don't think I want to... Like, we could really solidify our position in blue and start to cut the blue cards, which would be arguably sensible to keep us in one colour. But I don't think that's better. I don't think Charge of Course is better than Unfriendly Fire. So I'm going to take the Unfriendly Fire. This does skew our position slightly. Oh, now we see nothing in any of the colours we're in so far. So we're just going to take the best card in the pack, which I would say is a Pounce. Mark of the Vampire is tempting though, but without any kind of other black cards, I'm not just going to take a random enchantment. Whereas at least I can imagine splashing an Unfriendly Fire or a Pounce. This isn't great. So there's not really a strong pull in any direction. So far I've just taken what I felt the most powerful cards out of the picks, and Ixalan's Diviner is nice, as is the Shipwreck Looter. I think either of those two are better picks here than the 2 red cards. I'd rather pick... I mean, Suncrown Hunters is okay, and the Thrash is a fine 4-drop if you've got the support for it, but I think at this stage, sorting out a green or blue, I'm going to lean towards the Looters. I think that's slightly better than the Diviner. That's probably actually, no, that's not right. I think the Diviner's maybe better because of Explore. Although you get the loot with the Looter, so I'm thinking they're not a million miles apart. Okay, Siren Lookout is a very good card, and I would love to take the River Herald Spoon, but I haven't seen... I think we're more likely to be Pirates than Merfolk. We picked 2 Pirate cards and no Merfolk cards. I haven't been that many Merfolk. I think we've seen 1 Merfolk. I can't remember. I think it was the 3 mana Merfolk in the first pack. Here come the Merfolk. Feels like a gamble to start taking Merfolk. I don't think we want to be taking the Merfolk at this point, having just passed River Herald Spoon. But it does feel awkward taking the green card. Okay, so we're not Merfolk, but we're definitely blue, so taking the Water Trap Weaver. This late Stormfleet Pyromancer is a good signal that red's open, so we're probably going to end up red-blue. And I'm happy to take the Siren's Ruse over the Deadeye Tormentor. Okay. Take a Prying Blade for the sideboard. Well, actually, we do have a couple of flyers, so I think we'll take the favourable winds The favourable wins, I feel, oh nice, an opt. So definitely blue. I'm not convinced we're green. I took this Whiptail because it felt like the best thing. Probably should have just taken the 2-drop Merfolk, but I kind of wanted to. Yeah, I should have taken the 2-drop Merfolk. I don't know why I took the Grazing Whiptail. So I just don't think we're going to be playing green. Run aground's nice. Because we don't want to be blue-green if we're sending signals that, oh look at this, that Merfolk is going to be open. That said, there are some good green cards for us to go green-blue. And if we start taking cards like Shaper of Nature, we're in an awkward spot now because we passed 2 Cutlasses and a lot of green-blue cards. So I feel like we're just going to get cut pretty hard out of a lot of stuff we want. I know we said we're not in Merfolk, but I'm just starting to think now we maybe should just be Merfolk, or at least try to be. One with the wind's good. I'm going to need another Shaper. Oh, I think we're just going to have that. Oh gosh, a third one. Oh, black's pretty open. That was fairly predictable, wasn't it? I think we should take this Diviner. So also say, oh yeah, we'll move into Merfolk. I don't think we're actually going to be having that many good Merfolk synergies. Okay, I'll take another Pounce here. I think we need removal more than the Cutlass. And we have enough varying creature types that the Cutlass is going to be awkward in some points. Another Cutlass. Wow. I think we're just going to take the Merfolk Branch Walker because that's a really solid 2-drop. Really regret not picking this, the River Herald's Boon when it came. Oh, Water Trap Weaver, or the guy that makes stuff unblockable. I think we have to take the rare. I really like the Water Trap Weaver. But if we can get, the fact that both of those are open, it's just, I'm amazed that someone wasn't picking up on the late Herald's Boon and moving in. Maybe there were more than one card in that pack that they could take. I don't know. Or maybe 3 Pounce. Is that too many? No. It means we can not play this and actually have all our removal pretty much sorted now. Let's just get a few more Merfolk. I want to have, a few more payoff Merfolk cards, and we'll have a reasonable deck. At the moment, it's a bit bland, I think. We've got some synergies with the bits of Explore that we have, and the Herald of Secrets. Obviously, the Shapers help with that too. Giving up that Storm Caller, the unblockable Merfolk as well, meant that taking the Herald was a bit sweeter because we have that unblockable threat now. Although, here he is. Siren's Ruse might make the deck because that's quite reasonable. Dive Down. I think I like Dive Down better than Crash the Ramparts. It's just easier on the mana. Oh, look at that. I was hopeful in the back of my mind that we might wheel a one with the wind, and we did. I just didn't expect us to do that. One with the wind is a really nice way just to cheese a win. Daring Saboteur. I would like to take the Jungle Delver or the Shaper Apprentice, but I think Savage Stomp is just too good not to take. And we might be lacking in a bit of the Merfolk sort of tribal synergy to tie the deck together. So just having a solid removal spell here is probably going to be increasing our chances of winning that much more than if we just take another 2-drop, which I'm hopeful we'll at least one or both of these the way that the draft has been going. Probably more likely to Jungle Delver, which is fine. This makes me less likely to want to play something like Siren's Rude, as we just have, or Dive Down, as we just have stronger removal cards. Not taking a Headwater Sentries. I guess we'll take a Windstrider. Oh yes, River Hellsbourne. We did it. Oh, I want to take the Water Trap Weaver, but I think this is much better for curve, and we can get some really aggressive starts. If we had less 3 drops rather, then I would definitely be taking the Water Trap Weaver over the Speaker. Like I think I'm probably just taking Water Trap Weaver over Chimera Speaker 90% of the time. But we're starting to actually, like right now, if the draft stopped now, we've got a perfectly serviceable deck. So I'm happy to take the Speaker, and then if we get anything higher up the curve that we can take, like a Tishana's Wayfinder, which is more synergistic than something like Sailor of Means, we can start to simply just replace some of these cards now. And rather than be glutted on like 3-4 mana spells, we can actually, oh look at this, Vine Shaper Mystic. At this spot, I'm really glad I took the Speaker, so we're taking Water Trap Weaver. I'll be sitting here thinking, I'd really like to pick up the Speaker right now, but we're obviously taking the Vine Shaper Mystic. Vine Shaper Mystic, in my opinion, is one of the key cards that really helps sort of form the Merfolk deck. Now means we can consider losing Siren Lookout. I'm going to put it into the sideboard for now, just because it's a non-Merfolk. I mean, it is pretty strong. And looking here now, what was the pick? I don't think we're taking another Pounce. We have 3 of those already. We're not taking a Siren Lookout because we're not even necessarily playing the one we have. Prosperous Pirates is very good, but a Vine Shaper Mystic is a Vine Shaper. Tishana's Wayfinder is Tishana's Wayfinder. Oh, I'm going to take the Wayfinder. That may have been incorrect. Oh, River Hellsbourne. Maybe not. Maybe we're just going to get there with them. And we'll take a Shape as a Princess. I think that's better than the Jungle Delver. And we will sideboard at least one of the Diviners for now. Probably both. I think we can. Or maybe even the Shipwreck Looter. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out in a minute. We'll take the Sentries as a sideboard card. Actually not going to be sure what we're playing. I might have to lose something like Run Aground, as it's just not as strong as the other instance to sorceries. Perhaps even the Windstrider as well. Oh wow. I know I shouldn't be that excited about Colossal Dreadmaw, but it's nice to see them this late. Old Growth Dryads. Not going to play. I want a Spell Pierce for the board. Considering I really didn't think we were going to be ending up in green-blue, it just didn't. I was just not even considering that as an option. And the kind of cards we were passing, I know we only passed one River Hellsbourne, but I just did not expect us to move into Merfolk at all. Okay, so what are we doing here? If we go really strict with the non-Merfolk cards, because this Shipwreck Looter doesn't really fit, even though it's a nice card, we just say no, that's not really a fit in our deck. And we keep all the other non-Merfolk. Dreamcaller Siren is good. It can be a bit clunky. Oh, if you control another pirate, tap up to 2 non-land target permanents. Oh, which we just won't. We won't be. I'm not putting pirates in this deck to switch that on. So do we cut the Dreamcaller over the Windstrider? Windstrider is pretty terrible, but it is a Merfolk, and it does essentially the same thing as the Dreamcaller. Dreamcaller can't block flyers. The Windstrider is a mana extra. I might cut the Dreamcaller, and then if we go up against a lot of flyers, then we can bring that in. Windstrider is very weak, and a lot of people I play with, a lot of my friends have been saying that Windstrider is not very good, and I tend to agree. However, between Pounce, River Herald's Boon, Opt, Shapers of Nature activations, we've got stuff we can do at instant speed, so leaving mana up is actually not completely unreasonable to do in the mid to late game, so Windstrider is definitely something that could be beneficial for us to have. I'm not 100% sure if this is correct, overtaking the other 2 blue cards, but I'm happy to go with this and then have access to the flyers after sideboard. If we leave it like this, we're much heavier green earlier, like consistently. If you look at the curve, we're much heavier base green. So blue is only a splash, but if we add in a couple more blue cards and a double blue at 4 with the grazing Whiptail, which I'm definitely playing, that makes the mana a lot worse. You could argue we could play the Dreamcaller Siren over the Whiptail, but I think the Whiptail blocks. The Whiptail has been so good consistently at blocking and attacking that I'm happy to put that in over the Siren at this point. I could be wrong, and that's fine if I am, but in terms of consistency and plan A, just playing Merfolk make a bigger hit our opponent for lots of damage, I prefer this. So this is what we're going to go with for sure. Although I would happily be corrected on the other two cards. I think it's a 10-6 Forest Islands. We could go 9-7 actually. 6 Islands feels a little bit low, though we do just want forests more. I hope this doesn't mess us up too much. Here we are for round 1 with our Merfolk deck. Going first, and this is a fine hand to start with. Doesn't look overly exciting. Oh, River Herald's Boon has made the hand a lot more exciting. But the Explore allows us to draw cards, so either dig or have a bit of selection over the cards we want to draw. Oh, this is the first time I've seen this cast against me. Interesting to see if they're able to use this to any kind of effect. Kind of giving the game away with what we're doing there with the Wayfinder revealing Herald, but that's fine. I don't think this deck is particularly subtle. The tribal synergies are pretty much glaringly obvious. Probably figure it out as soon as you play an island, to be fair. Beginning of combat, so they're not playing anything? I imagine this Herald of Streams is going to be killed by a Vanquished. Wow. I could have sworn they were going to cast Vanquish the Weak. Maybe there's a spell now they're going to cast. Okay. Captivating Crew is an irritant. How's the best way to deal with this? So we can go Herald's Boon, make Tishana's Wayfinder a 5/5 and then fight the crew. Or we could go Herald's Boon on the secret on the Herald to make it a 4/5 and fight. I'm just thinking what's best to put the counters on. If we put the counters on the Herald, then that dies. We only have a 3/3. Whereas I think if we put the counters on the Wayfinder, and then they kill the Wayfinder, at least we then have the Herald still, which is very solid with Shapers as our follow-up. So I think we're going to do that. Oh, what? I've missed. How did I miss? Oh, okay, that's fine. I should have clicked again. That's really annoying. So I've misclicked that, and that's probably going to cost us very dearly now. As such, I don't think I'm ready to 2-for-1 ourselves just yet. So we're just going to add to the board with the Shapers of Nature. That's really quite frustrating. Captivating Crew is going to mean it's going to be annoying that we've left it alive. However, if we can just keep putting pressure on with unblockable Merfolk, then we might be okay. Sure. So I just don't think they can race. Ugh. That's a problem. That's a problem. Maybe I do just have to pounce now. Every turn they're going to kill one of our things. So let's just see what this ult brings. This has gone so terribly badly, but oh, it's artifact as well. Okay, I didn't read this card properly. Great. This has not gone well. River Herald's Boon is trolling me now. I don't think keeping this alive is really worth it. I think maybe whatever we draw after this hopefully would be a much better target for a Herald's Boon. I'm not that it matters too much because of the Captivating Crew, of course, but at least we might be able to ambush something. This is sorcery only, right? Yeah, good. No, he's just going to kill us. Okay, that's frustrating. Maybe a Spell Pierce? Dive Down could be quite interesting. No, I think we're fine. We've got enough removal to kill threats. The makeshift, whatever it's called, munitions shouldn't actually be that strong. Now, if we can stop the combinations, this is not amazing, but we'll keep it. We can slow down whatever they've played if they have an aggressive start, and we've got a Savage Stomp to then start to kill stuff. Yeah, that misclick was really quite unfortunate and a bit of a pain, really, because it just let them run away with the game. Tashana's Wayfinder, or no, we'll go with the Weaver. It's not the best use of Auto Trap Weaver's tap ability, but it does mean that they're not going to be suiciding that Darkfleet Horde for mana. Makeshift munitions. I can stay there. Going to be making a big flyer. Excellent. I think we're going to make the Wayfinder a flyer. If they contract killing or something, then fine. I'm not going to run these two creatures in because... Actually, we could because we have the River Herald's Boon. Yeah, heck. Let's play one with the wind. Just get in. They did their trick that they did before of block. That's fine. It's not going to matter too much because I'm going to go River Herald's Boon, choose target creature, and then we have to make a 4/4, otherwise you'll kill it. That's what I was thinking earlier. Yeah, of course we do. So he can't kill. He can't kill our Water Trap Weaver with the makeshift munitions. That's why we do that. And the 4/4 is pretty sweet too. And it means we'll be able to Savage Stomp the Lightning Rig crew, assuming they don't have something better to Savage Stomp. Contract Killing. Ow. That's a shame. Killed my 4/4. No follow-up. Quite pleased about that because anything they play is going to be able to shoot our 2/1. They're just flooding out. Did we get there? Wow. They just draw multiple lands or something, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't feel we need to take much out. Storm Sculptor could be a bit of a liability. They seem to have a decent amount of removal. Because of the munitions, I am tempted to take out Shaper Apprentice and put in something different perhaps. Branch Bender might just be fine, but this Shaper Apprentice is most of the time going to be an X1. So you just take that out for something else. Dive Down. Dive Down seems reasonable because it can stop their shenanigans with removal. I might just do that actually, just take that. It reduces our creature count significantly, but we're on the draw. No, I don't think I like bringing in a non-creature spell. I think maybe the Siren Lookout's better because it's just higher toughness. I'm actually going to leave the Shaper Apprentice in because they have to use a thing to get rid of it. So if they don't have the treasures, then this could just be early enough. Just play this early enough and we just beat down. I don't think we want it to be too reactionary against this deck. I actually think just playing Merfolk and making them bigger is a fine plan. I don't like this hand as it risks not doing anything. This feels a bit better. On the top, it's a bit slow for my liking. So is the other one, the other hand, but at least with this hand we have got a guarantee of a turn 3 play. Whereas the other one, the other hand, we just didn't have enough. We might not draw any land and then we'd have been in trouble. So we'll be able to Savage Stomp next turn or just play a Whiptail. I assume the Shapers is going to die in some horrible way. I'm not blocking with that. Okay, so we could play Savage Stomp and get blown out by Lightning Strike, or Vanquish the Weak, or we could play the Whiptail and have 2 blockers. I think having 2 blockers is good, because whatever we do, they're going to be casting the Lightning Strike or Vanquish, so we might as well actually just play another creature. Yep. Heartless Pillage is annoying. What do I want to get rid of? The Sculptor's okay, but actually quite awkward at this spot. So I think we're going to get rid of the Sculptor and 1 pounce. So we can't afford to bounce the creatures. So we'll start with the Savage Stomp. See what happens. Okay, that's good, that's good. Got the pounce now at instant speed, if we need to. Dreadmore's a bit of a brick at the moment. Perhaps the Storm Sculptor actually was not correct to put on the top. That should have gone on the bottom. Just because of the hand we had wasn't amazing. I don't think we need to pounce anything just yet. Oh gosh. Okay, at least now we've drawn these 2 cards. Whatever we draw from this point, we'll either be able to cast, or we'll just be able to have, or it'll be a land to play a Windstrider. I think we are going to pounce now. Don't want them to do something weird and kill the Whiptail. I think I can just do that anyway. The 4/4 first strike is actually a problem. So I cut this is so good. It just makes all of your little dorks fairly threatening. Okay, so we'll leave that at that. I imagine they have a trick or a lightning strike. And we'll just block. Probably have a lightning strike, yeah. Oh no, they have a Burning Sun's avatar. Don't think we can beat that. We can't beat their 6/6 that they can make bigger. Okay, that was clever. Speeds up their clock. Really annoyed about the first game, as fairly confident would have won that if I didn't press the wrong button, which is annoying. We're going to take 3 from Menace, because we have to chump this. Yeah, chump that, chump another 2 power, take 3. Yeah. Ready for round 2, and this has a keep. So a 2-drop, and it explores, so we should be able to get through to some other good cards that aren't lands. Like Shapers of Nature. Let's go exploring. Yeah, I can go for another one of them. Okay. Are we swinging in for 1? We're not blocking it. What else can they do? They can't pump it. It'd be tempting to leave mana up next turn, actually. Just make stuff bigger. Oh, hasty guy. Okay, so we're definitely attacking, and we could play Herald's Boon, that way we kill the Buccaneers, and then put a counter on Shapers of Nature, and then play a Shaper Apprentice. That seems quite good. I think that feels better than playing another Shapers of Nature. Let's just use all our mana. Trades their 4-drop for 2 mana as well. Arguably less than 2 mana, really, because the effects are still lasting in the game. So 2 mana less for sure. Puts 8 power on the table as well. This play, which is more than if we just play a Shapers. So now they need a chump blocker, which is great. So yeah, that was a great start. I haven't seen enough of their deck to decide whether to bring the flyers in or not, so I don't think we're going to. Yeah, I think our opponent's sentiment is something we've all experienced at some point. I mean, that sequencing there was just also quite rough for our opponent. Okay, this hand is great, so we are keeping. Shaper Apprentice into Divine Shaper Mystic is awesome. Worst thing he could do is land a Cutlass. I can see why his deck might have had some problems actually now if he's missing black mana. Yeah, Cutlass. Okay, this is a really good draw for our opponent. Going to hit us for 4. So we need to be pretty aggressive. So what's the best thing we could be doing here is, no, we're going to go with this. So if he plays anything hasty or aggressive, then we've got a nice 2/4 blocker. Or at least we're kind of able to race a little bit now with our Shaper Apprentice. That's unpleasant. Well, this pirate's probably just going to kill us. Only saving grace here is our opponent is stumbling a bit on lands. It's the best we can do to actually just sort of keep up with the damage that they're putting to us. I think we play the Whiptail. That's going to be better for our mana, in as much as if we draw a 2-drop, we can play a 3-drop and a 2-drop. Whereas if we play any one of our 3-drops now, we're going to go to 5 mana, and we've only got 1/1-drop we could play with the Whiptail. Also, the Whiptail actually blocks the Field Flagship, and I would be very surprised if they didn't play something to crew it now. So even though he's skipped a turn, he's now hit his land drops. Ooh. Oh dear, we could be in some serious trouble now. Gonna have up to 3 creatures to attack with. Okay, this pounce is interesting. So we could play one of our things and then pounce something. If we leave everything back to block, then that makes his attacks not as exciting. I think we want to get the Shaper's of Nature down first as a definite 3 power thing to block this looter. If we go in with the Apprentice, we have 3 blockers, which means it's difficult to actually block his stuff effectively. So I don't think we want to commit to an attack. He's so far ahead in the life race that I don't think we actually have that luxury just yet. If he plays something like Tempest, the thing that taps down all our stuff, that's obviously very bad. Just going to go with both of them. So happy to trade with the looter there. If we double block, or we could double block here, he only kills 1 thing. And then we trade our 2 mana for his 5. We've still got the Shapers to try and build up. Let's go with that and see what happens. And we can, if he tries to first strike something or whatever, it's not ideal. Okay, that's worked out reasonably well for us, unless of course Fathom Fleet. No, Raiders Wake. Ooh, Raiders Wake. No, not Raiders Wake. That's bad. Okay, so we have to I'm going to use the pounce here. The reason I'm doing this is because Raider's Wake is such a pain. We can't afford to be victim to it. So we need to empty our hand, basically. Okay, that's really good. Don't draw me a land. The Diviner is actually something I'm going to put in the graveyard. I don't think we need that just yet. We have 2 blockers now as well, so if they would need a creature and removal to kill us, so we can go in. I could send a flagship in, but we'll just trade with it. I don't think they should have attacked, really. See, if this was their follow-up, then they shouldn't have attacked. Okay. Yeah. We just kill him with damage, because we've got enough power. We had 7 damage there, which is what they can see. However, they had 2 mana up, so needed lightning strike to kill us. So round 3, and I'm going to keep this. I fancy taking risks. This could just be dreadful. Dreadful keep, but we'll see. We'll play the Mystic after. Not blocking. Interesting. Herald's Boon is great. Nah. Interesting. River Herald's Boon is less of a surprise now. Though we're doing 6, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically just trading the same amount of damage. But if they block, they can't Death Touch, and we will... Oh no, we can't, because they'll just block correctly. So actually we can't just attack. If they have Skullduggery, then they have 6 power to wipe out 2 of our creatures, but then we can River Herald's Boon to save them, or only get 1 killed. If they Sure Strike, then it's 8 first strike damage, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we can again pump to prevent. That. So We'll just throw everything here. And at this point, I'm happy for them to kill whichever one creature they want. So as I say, I'm not going to pump if they do nothing. I'm just going to let him kill this Chance Wayfinder. I mean, it's annoying if they have a Fathom Fleet. What's it called? But it's a risk I'm going to have to take. Get rid of the 5/5. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, maybe I should have pumped in response, but I don't want to. Maybe the pump was actually correct, because you still beat a Sure Strike or whatever in that situation. Pumps, if I put everything on the Tishana's Wayfinder, that plays around Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. Then if he Sure Strikes, well, yeah, Sure Strike would have been not a worry. So maybe I should have just made this Tishana's Wayfinder a 5/5. Yes, you can hit me for 1. What does that actually transform to? Treasure. Sack treasure, draw cards. Well, at the moment, we're just being smacked for 1. What's this? That's bad. So I could actually Herald's Boon and kill a Suncrowned Elder. Which is probably not bad. If they have a trick, then it's really bad, but oh dear, what's this? Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I should have fought use the pounce to kill the thing, but oh well. Huh. Oh dear. That's not good. Don't think we can win now because we can't deal with the. Well, I don't think we're winning anyway, but definitely can't win now because don't have enough blockers and we can't deal with the Suncrowned Elder without taking 3 damage. Haven't seen any flyers, so I think we're just going to keep the deck as it is. Of course, we're going to go first, and this hand is pretty bad. I have to keep this. It's actually not terrible. Has the potential to be really good. Get rid of the 4-mana card we can't actually cast. Just need to draw a land. Not you, not you. Yay, land. Okay, so Tishana's Wayfinder, and then One with the Wind. Hope that's then good enough. Happy to see a treasure map and not another relevant 2-drop. Opt. Opt's actually okay. Yeah, we carry on. I'll probably play the Herald next, and then Tishana's Wayfinder is unblockable. Gives us something else to target with one with the Wind if need be. Please tell me our opponent just tried to walk the plate Tishana's Wayfinder. Or maybe they're just playing something after combat. So they, yeah, maybe that's just what it is. Obviously we're not blocking the Death Thatcher. It's probably they wanted to use the mana for something else. Yeah. Okay, that's a pain. Actually, I'm tempted to use One with the Wind and then smash for 5, and then we've got Opt we can play as well. It's probable they keep back the... No, they're not going to keep it back. Just going to keep racing. Water Trap Weaver is great. So 4 mana. I think we should play the 4 mana spell. The reason I want to do it this way is because I want to get the Herald down, so that when I cast a Vine Shaper Mystic, I can put counters on Merfolk that don't have counters, and then we have an obscene amount of unblockable creatures. It does make racing us a bit better for them. Now I'm thinking Savage Stomp's just better. Now if we play the Vine Shaper, then we have unblockable creatures, they're dead in 2 turns. Also then, they do 3, 4, 5, they could do 5 damage to it, 3 damage there, 4, 5. So an unfriendly fire would kill us. So let's do the middle ground of play Water Trap Weaver, so that doesn't untap. So that reduces the damage we're taking. Still lets us hit for this much. And puts him to dead to the fly next turn. And also we've got the Vine Shaper Mystic to make 4 unblockable power. If they do that. Okay, that was great. I want something to happen very similarly again. It's a reasonable start. Opponent mulligans to 6. Need something to make these pounces more relevant. Or block. If they've got a trick, then fine. Cutlass would be bad. Don't appear to have the cutlass. Sure. That might have been a little bit aggressive. But what it does make me is happier to block now with our Herald. Although that said, it may be better to take the 2 damage and then just use a pounce. That's more like it. Okay, this was a good draw. Instead, we'll just probably pounce something. Don't like your shenanigans. You can get in for 2 if you like. It's annoying having the Storm Sculptor come down. I think I might just keep Pounce up. Yeah, we'll just pounce stuff. Or just use the mana to make these bigger. Just try and reduce how much damage we're taking so we win this race. Damn. Being greedy there, hoping to get a counter. Should have just played the Windstrider. Just make it awkward for them to attack us. There's plenty that they have access to which could hurt us. So 1 card now. Okay, that's annoying. Does mean that they have stopped attacking, which is really good. So now we should be able to ambush this Sky March Bloodletter. Okay, definitely going to be doing that. Why are you playing your creatures before combat? Accidentally jumped ahead so I couldn't block with the Windstrider, but it didn't matter because we had enough power to win there anyway. But I got a bit too quick with the clicking. So yeah, this deck was pretty good. Very pleased with the deck overall, and I think it should have been a 3-0 deck. The mistake in the first game, not clicking Herald's Boon properly, thinking that I'd only have to target once because there was only one. I think there's only one target, even though it's 2 different types of thing going on. It did cost us the game and ultimately the match, but that's a pretty sweet deck. Went 2-1. Very confident we could have gone 3-0 with it, and Merfolk is really strong. I think I was a bit under on Merfolk to begin with, but they are a really good aggro deck if you can get all the right pieces in there, and we managed to do that. River Herald's Boon is key to that deck being as good as it is, and it's really fun to play as well. So if you enjoyed that video and you want to see more drafts, then subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for more.